Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is Jonathan Bednar. I'm a certified financial planner. This is my first ever live stream. So I wanted to get on here, test it out, see how this works. I anticipate trying to do some more of these in the future. And so I've got some different softwares that I'm trying to use to test out my camera, my microphone, um, the actual broadcast software that I'm using that allows me to broadcast to Facebook and Twitter, uh, YouTube, and it also allowed me to start broadcasting to LinkedIn at some point in the future. Uh, what I want to talk about briefly today, just as I do test this out, but I did want to get on here and talk about a topic that I am running up against quite a bit lately, and that's the idea of refinancing your mortgage. Should you not? And what we saw at the end of 2018 was a run up in interest rates as Feds were starting to raise interest rates in the marketplace, or Fed rates. That also has an impact on mortgage rates. So mortgage rates were ticking up. And so a lot of people that have maybe bought their homes over the 2008 end of 2018 timeframe, or maybe even into early 2019, they were paying and getting mortgages at 4.5. I even saw someone's at 4.875%. That's not too terribly high in reality, thinking back over 10, 20, 30, 40 years. It wasn't that long ago, 10 years ago, that rates were at 6 and 7%. And even before that, you saw rates in the 80s as high as 15, 18%. So to have rates at 4% today or 4.5% today, it's historically low, but it is not as cheap as you can get a rate now. And so what I've seen a lot in my planning conversations over the last maybe 30, 60, 90 days is just evaluating where do you stand on your mortgage, and does it make sense for you to refinance? I met with someone the other day on Tuesday. They had bought a house a year ago, so they had a 30-year mortgage. They were paying 4.375, and I actually helped them, connected them with an underwriter who locked them in at 2.625 today. And so they were able to drastically cut their rate. And what they were allowed to do was actually take an improved cash flow, and they're going to be able to save about $200 a month. And they're going to be able to redirect that to their immediate needs that they need for their house. And so one of the things I try to look at is, how much interest are you going to pay? So a lot of times advisors talk about, and even mortgage underwriters or loan officers talk about the prepayment and how long does it take to repay and cover the refinance cost, because the refinance cost can take $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and a lot of people will roll that into the loan. And so when you do that, you're adding some additional principal to your loan balance, and it takes some time to pay that off. So if you save hypothetically $400 a month, and it is a $4,000 refinance cost, it takes you 10 months to recoup and make it worth the refinancing. And that's very important. But one of the things that I also look at is just the total interest you'll pay over the life of the loan. And so, if you have a 30-year loan at 4%, and you refinance that same 30-year loan at 2.5 or 2.75 or even 3%, what is the total amount of interest you're going to pay over that life of that loan? And I think for me, more than repaying on the cash flow side, how long does it take you to recoup the cost of the refinance? But for me, it's more about how much actually are you going to save. I actually did this with a client earlier this year. They bought at the end of 2018, 4.875 was their interest rate. Advised them to refinance. They refinanced in January or February at 3.25. They were going to save, they went from a 30-year to a 15-year, and they were going to save over $130,000 in interest over the life of the loan. That's a lot of money that can be reinvested in themselves that they get to keep, and then gets to compound and start growing for them, and ultimately really kind of fast track and supercharge some of their retirement savings vehicles. And at the end of the day, it's money they keep versus the bank. So I just thought, as I get on and try this whole live experience out, I thought that this would be kind of a really good way for me to just talk about a tip that I've seen a lot of issues lately. How do we maximize your financial planning scenario, keep as much of that money as we can for you and in your pocket, and allow you to reap the benefits of these lower costs that we're seeing, or these lower interest rates that we're seeing in the marketplace. So if you have a question, and you want to know, should you refinance? Does it make sense for you? Reach out to me. I'm happy to help you. I don't do mortgage underwriting. I don't do refinancing. I have contacts that I can help you with, or put you in contact with that can help with that. But I don't actually do it myself. But I can certainly walk you through, does it make sense for you? Is this something that you should do? Is it beneficial for your personal or immediate finances? And so I'm happy to help. Again, I think that was some quick tips why I wanted to just quickly dive in, test out this software, test to make sure my mic's working. I think it is. I see a couple of likes and a couple people tuning in. So for those that did tune in and gave me a couple thumbs up, I really appreciate it. Kind of boosted my confidence there. And it probably lets me know that Mike and the camera are working. So I appreciate everyone tuning in. I'm going to try to start doing these more often, maybe weekly. Probably talk a little bit in more detail. I'm hoping to do maybe 15, 20-minute conversations talking about topics. So be on lookout for more of these. Thanks. Have a great day. And remember, create the life you love.